I'm a huge fan of his work, ladies and gentlemen, and he's not just scoring for movies and wowing us, but he's also decided to use his creative mind and start something different. So other good friends of mine like Salim Suleiman have done something, and Amit Trivedi is the other one. Amit Trivedi, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
कोविड में हम जुड़े पर अभी 3-4 साल बाद रूबरू हो रहे हैं. Yeah, and it's a big fan moment for me. Is a thing that I've always loved your work.
Thank you so much.
But one thing that stands out is the scores that you do for movies and the scores that you're doing under Azaad. They seem to be very different. Now, is that planned? कि बस ऐसे ही हो रहा है? It's just happened.
It is planned. Of course, it is planned. Scores is a different game. वहाँ पर you are following another person's vision, and that person has hired you to follow his vision, and whatever the film is, whatever the word of the film is, you're all focused and targeted towards that. यहाँ पर क्या है? आज़ाद. That's why it's आज़ाद. Where you are independently feeling free to do whatever you want to do. So, trance is something that nobody can ask me to do in films. Or I can't go to existing label and tie up with them. I want to do a trance album. They'll say thank you very much. Tata bye bye. So these experiments only, if I have my own label, I only can do this. Because these are things that are there in my head, in my mind. And these experimental जो खुजली बोल सकते हो, उसको कहीं तो आउटलेट चाहिए. उस जो अंदर पनपते रहता है उसको बाहर निकलने का रास्ता चाहिए. इसलिए आज़ाद, इसलिए इंडिपेंडेंट.
So you have SOT2 on the one hand, you have Mari Mavdi on the other hand. So how does both happen at the same time?
Yeah, that's because of my dear friend Salim. Salim and me, we've been thinking of collaborating because he has Merchant Records, Trivedi Azaad. We launched around the same time.
Correct.
So we thought कि यार साथ में कुछ करते हैं ना यार. तो definitely. So I would right now I would love to do anything for Merchant Records. Of course, if we released on Trivedi Azaad also, but it's there on Merchant Records. So it was, and Bhumi 23, the Bhumi project is mainly more folk driven, more traditional driven. So for that project, Mari Mavdi fitted really well.
Correct. This whole thing about starting your own label, how easy or difficult is it? Because there are behemoths in the music industry. There are record labels, and then there are record labels. And then there is an Amit Trivedi or somebody like Salim Suleiman who want to start something of their own. How easy or difficult is it to sustain it?
See, sir, honestly, I'm not here to compete with T-Series or Sony or Z. Or, I'm not here to do competition with. They are like the proper corporate giants or whatever you call it. Yeah. We are an artist-driven label. It's an artist-driven label where there are some certain expressions which we would like to do freely, without any foundation, without any.
The whole concept of Trivedi Azaad is कि भाई आज़ादी से जो create करना है
create करना है. तो वो मैं burden किसी और इंसान पे या किसी और लेबल पे क्यों डालूँ कि मैं जाके टी सीरीज के पास जाऊँ और भूषण सर को बोलूँ सर मेरे को ना एक्सपेरिमेंट करना है. Why would I burden him with that, or anybody for that matter, for any other? I wouldn't want to burden them with that. And they might politely say yes also or no also. It's like an awkward situation. I don't want to get into that. Rather create your own and do whatever you want to. And I'm not here to compete with anybody. Just to express my own thing, whatever music I have inside me. I just want to. I need an outlet, a free outlet where I can just peacefully, freely release whatever I want.
Is there no revenue compulsion there? क्योंकि एक गाने को बनाना, उसका वीडियो निकालना, उसको करना, there is a certain level of investment. तो कहीं जाके वो नहीं आता दिमाग में.
बिल्कुल आता है. नहीं बिल्कुल आता है. At the end of the day, it boils down to business, because it is business at the end of the day. But I believe I come from the school कि पहले सरस्वती, फिर लक्ष्मी. So I really come from that school because we artists are a little sensitive. We like to show off. We like to show off our talent, our skill, whatever we have. That's what we want to spread. Happiness, you want to spread joy. So there are other factors as well. It just everything doesn't boil down to only money.
To me, which is your favorite track?
Favorite तो सर favorite तो एक है, मतलब see every track, we've put everything on it.
Correct, I know that.
Heart and soul, passion, dedication, time, energy, सब.
देखिए सबसे टफ क्वेश्चन है ये आर्टिस्ट को पूछना, या गलत क्वेश्चन है?
गलत क्वेश्चन है एक्चुअली.
मैं जानता हूँ.
It cannot be one. Every track is उतना ही मेहनत, उतनी ही लगन से बनता है, शिद्दत से बनता है, ऑनेस्टी से बनता है.
करेक्ट.
तो किसी एक को पकड़ना तो ऑलवेज.
पर कुछ तो होगा ना कि कभी एक ट्रैक होता है ना जो दिमाग में रह जाता है कि यार ये तो अच्छा किया, वेरी नाइस.
मैं पर्सनल फेवरेट झूमे नैन है और बैरी बिरहा है, मेरे टॉप 2 है वो. हमेशा से रहे. एंड लकीली जो डेटा भी दिखा रहा है वही टॉप 2 में चल रहा है. तो आई एम वेरी हैप्पी कि माय व्हाटएवर माय फेवरेट इज रेजोनेटिंग विद द ऑडियंस एज वेल. तो मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूं 2 लाइन सुनाएं ऑफ एनी योर चॉइस. सारे गाने तो आपके, तो यू चूज. हाय सही ना जाए ये बिरहा, हाय सही ना जाए, आठों पहर तड़पा ये बिरहा, आठों पहर तड़पा, राम सही ना जाए ये बिरहा, राम सही ना जाए, आठों पहर तड़पाए ये बिरहा, आठों पहर तड़पाए, क्यों पिया न अब तक पाए, संदेशा दो भिजवाए, सावन तो भी तो जा, क्यों पिया न अब तक आए, न अब तक आए, बैरी बिरहा.
क्या? But let me ask you, and this is I'm asking you as a fan, not as an interviewer. What's the process? You sit down with lyrics, you sit down with the tune. What comes first, or is there no
process?
No
random,
process.
fluid.
It's random.
Very fluid, very random.
So, like, talk us through the process of Berry Birha. How did it happen?
There is for example, I go to Sharit Dil. Sharit Dil was, I wanted to do ghazal. Okay. So I called Turaz bhai, A.M. Turaz. He works a lot with Sanjay Leela Bhansali.
Correct.
And he is very good with ghazals and all these kind of stuff. So I immediately called him, sir, आपके पास कोई बढ़िया ghazal है? So he gave me this, Sharit Dil, which means the lyrics here came first. Now with Berry Birha, I had a different, Berry Birha has a very different process.
Correct.
At Berry Birha, I had his track first, the arrangement first, that there was this track. On that, I created 2-3 different types of melodies, scrapped 2, I liked this one, third one. Once I was okay with it, I sealed it, zeroed down on it, and then called the lyric writer, his name is Geet Sagar. Geet, ye hai, and I just want 1 or 2 words on this, not much. Just and everything around it only. So, हाय सही ना जाए बिरहा, हाय सही ना जाए, आंठों पे हर तड़पाए बिरहा, हाय सही ना जाए. Just don't want much. So that process, he just wrote those 2 lines, and that became the Mukda. That's about it. Like there is one song, I just created it with that. It just came together. Tune and lyrics came together. That's the first line. On a Jummerat, on a Jummerat. So I don't know, on a Jummerat what? What do I do in the Jummerat? So I called Geet again. Bhai, there is this story about this Jummerat, the night before Friday. Something has happened on that night. I don't know what. You think and write and tell me. But something has happened, and something very weird has happened. Maybe eerie, maybe spooky. It's uncertain has happened. Nothing normal has happened. Please, so don't. If you write something, अच्छी बातें मत करो, because you are dealing with trance here. Something very crazy and weird has happened. What has happened? Think about it. Eerie or spooky. He went home 2 days back. He wrote the whole story of one-sided spooky love story, where there is a ghost and the first haunt. This is my first haunting horror song.
कोई ऐसा गाना या कोई ऐसी मेलोडी जो जिसका मैनिफेस्टेशन अलग लिरिक्स में अलग तरीके से फिल्मों में हुआ हो, और उसको आप शायद अपने तरीके से अलग से लिखना चाहेंगे? Something, anything? I'm just asking.
हाँ, अलग अलग चीज़ें हुई है. मुझे टॉप ऑफ माई माइंड सब याद नहीं, पर एक हाथ याद है कि इशक ज़्यादा के लिए मैंने बनाया था सवार
हाँ
की धुन सुनाई थी मैंने अभी फैजल को.
हाँ
वो धुन शायद कोई परेशान की सिचुएशन के लिए थी या कौन सी सिचुएशन के लिए याद नहीं है. बट आई रिमेंबर प्लेइंग हिम इन दिस मेलोडी. नहीं, मुझे नहीं चाहिए, मेरे फिल्म के लिए नहीं चाह रहा है. ठीक है, फाइन सर. विक्रम सर, डू यू वांट दिस इज द ट्यून आई फील इज राइट फॉर योर फिल्म. या इट वर्क्स फॉर मी. फैंटास्टिक, गो फॉर इट. सो वहाँ से यहाँ आ गया.
वहाँ से
अब सिमिलरली आई वाज वर्किंग ऑन जुबली एंड कला एट द सेम टाइम.
है.
तो मैंने घोड़े पे सवार की धुन विक्रम सर को सुनाई थी जुबली के लिए.
जुबली के लिए. हाँ.
जुबली के लिए सुनाई थी मैंने कि सर ये एक है कोई फॉर योर बिगिनिंग पोर्शन. तो नहीं, मुझे ये नहीं चाहिए. आई हैड मेड टू ऑप्शंस. आई प्लेड इन द अदर वन व्हिच वाज ये उड़े उड़े उड़न कटोले नयनों के मेरे, उड़े उड़न कटोले नयनों के तेरे. तो ये इनको ये सुनाया. हाँ, दिस बिकॉज हिज वाज मोर पीछे लाइक अर्ली 40s. लाइक केएल सहगल टाइप जोन में जाना था. तो दैट रियली फिट इन वेरी वेल विद हिम. घोड़े पे सवार, सॉरी, दैट ट्यून आल्सो वाज late 40s, early 40s, but this one was more closer and more home for where he was looking at.